The amphitheater fell silent as Ambassador Chen Wei stepped up to the crystalline podium. Around her, representatives from 47 species occupied seats designed for bodies that ranged from the gelatinous quorum to the towering, mantis-like vraks. The air recyclers worked overtime to accommodate atmospheric preferences spanning methane to pure oxygen. She could feel their condescension like a physical weight. "Humans," Councillor Thexler began, his tri-forked tongue flickering with amusement, "wish to petition for Tier 2 status. This requires demonstration of either superior technology, unique resources, or—" He paused, and several delegates chittered with laughter, "exceptional capabilities." Chen smiled politely. She'd expected this. Humanity had only achieved faster-than-light travel 8 months ago using a drive system the Council considered adorably derivative of 40,000-year-old Vrax designs. "We understand the skepticism," Chen said. "We're the newcomers. Our technology is rudimentary. We have no telepathy, no natural armor, no ability to survive vacuum. We're short-lived, fragile, and we come from a backwater world you'd already cataloged and dismissed." More chittering. One delegate, she couldn't identify the species, made a sound like grinding glass that the translator rendered as laughter. "However," Chen continued, pulling up a holographic display, "we'd like to present something we believe is unique. 3 months ago, the mining colony on Epsilon Eridani B went dark. The Quorum corporate entity that owned it reported total loss, catastrophic equipment failure, they said. Wrote off 2,000 workers. Standard procedure, according to Galactic commercial law." The Quorum delegate's membrane rippled. "A tragedy. The economics of deep space mining make rescue missions impractical." "Impractical," Chen repeated. The colony was 10.5 light-years away. At standard Council rescue speeds, a ship would take 4 years to arrive. By that time, any survivors would be long dead. Cost-benefit analysis indicated the loss was acceptable. She advanced the hologram. "Humanity saw the distress call. We were 12 light-years out. Our ships are slower than yours." Several delegates shifted. Where was this going? "Our ship arrived in 17 days. The amphitheater erupted. "Impossible. No known species could." "Our crew didn't sleep," Chen continued over the noise. "Didn't stop. They ran our primitive reactors at 140% capacity, levels that should have caused catastrophic failure. When the primary drive failed on day 9, Chief Engineer Maria Santos rebuilt it while still in transit using parts cannibalized from life support, environmental controls, and the return journey fuel reserves. They had no plan for getting back. They just knew people were dying." The hologram shifted to show footage. Exhausted humans in environment suits, their eyes hollow but determined, pulling Quorum workers from collapsed tunnels. Humans sharing their limited oxygen. Humans jury-rigging heating systems. Humans working 30-hour shifts because that's what it took. "They saved 1,847 workers," Chen said quietly. "Species they'd never met. People who weren't their responsibility. They did it because those workers were alive and needed help, and that was enough." Councillor Thexler's crest had flattened, a sign of confusion in his species. "But the economics, the risk, surely your government didn't authorize." "Our government didn't know until it was already happening," Chen interrupted. "The crew of the Prometheus violated direct orders. They'll probably face court-martial. They don't care. When I asked Captain Rodriguez why she did it, do you know what she said?" "Silence." "She said, what else would we do? Let them die." Chen looked around the chamber. "You've optimized for efficiency, for logic, for survival of your own species. You've had peace for 10,000 years because you've all agreed that some things aren't worth the cost. You've created a stable, rational civilization." She paused. "Humans are not rational. We run into burning buildings. We jump into frozen rivers. We give our food to strangers. We die for people we've never met and causes we won't live to see completed. We do it not because it makes sense, but because we've decided some things matter more than sense. The hologram changed again. Battle footage from human history, medics running into gunfire, firefighters climbing into collapsing towers, ordinary people forming human chains in floods. You've asked what we bring to the council, Chen said. Here it is. We're the species that doesn't know when to quit, that can't be convinced some lives are acceptable losses. We're inefficient, irrational, and we will never, ever leave someone behind if there's even a chance we can reach them. She closed the hologram. 3 weeks ago, the Krell research station in the Vale Nebula reported plague outbreak, a new pathogen, 87% mortality rate, spreading fast. The council quarantined the system. Standard procedure. 60,000 Krell scientists are currently waiting to die because breaking quarantine risks spread to other worlds. The chamber was absolutely silent now. The human medical ship Nightingale entered the Vale Nebula yesterday, Chen said. They're not asking for permission. They're not calculating cost-benefit ratios. They're going to try to save those people, even though the rational thing, the safe thing, would be to let the quarantine stand. She looked directly at Thexler. You asked for exceptional capabilities. I can't offer you superior weapons or ancient technology. But I can promise you this. If any world in this council ever faces a disaster, if your people are ever trapped or dying somewhere the equations say they can't be saved, humans will come. We'll break our ships, risk our lives, and burn everything we have for a chance, just a chance to pull you out. Chen stepped back from the podium. We're not asking for Tier 2 status because we're strong. We're asking because we think the galaxy might need someone who's too stupid to know when something is impossible. The vote wasn't even close. 3 species filed formal complaints about the precedent it set. 12 species quietly began adding human liaisons to their emergency response protocols. And in the Vale Nebula, the Nightingale worked around the clock, its crew asking themselves the very human question. What else would we do? 6 months later, the Krell plague was eradicated with only 4% mortality among the infected. The lead human virologist, Dr. James Chen, no relation to the ambassador, died from exposure in the outbreak's final days. His last words, according to the Krell doctors present, were, "Did we get them all?" The answer was yes.